Hello, my name is Jack O'Leary. I'm the head of advisory North America at Edge by Essential, and I'm excited to present to you today the state of retailer refurbishments for North America. This is the outcome of some work that we've conducted recently to evaluate and benchmark what retailers are doing to transform and extend their legacy store networks to meet today's consumer in the ways they demand. Retailers are devoting significant investment to revamping their store networks. In the US alone, we can look at Target, who has raised the share of their capital expenditures from around 54% in 2019 and 2020 to 65% going to existing store refurbishments of the total CapEx pie. Dollar General and the Dollar Channel has similar trends here, incrementally moving up from 44% to 48% from 2020 to 2021. These retailers are not alone. It is a common strategy right now as store-based retailers look to transform themselves for today's consumer, to look to their existing asset base and the way they can transform it to better meet today's consumer demands. We, as part of our research on this subject, went out and identified the top areas of transformation in North America, the focus of these strategies. The range is pretty large. Some retailers are focused on reorienting merchandising with store within stores. Some retailers are oriented around digital integration, transforming the checkout, revitalizing the assortment, extending click and collect points, adding new services, larger footprint stores or smaller footprint stores. But when we look through all of these key themes and strategies, we came up with three that really rung true most often when we looked at the North America retail environment. And that's store within a store, digital integration, and click and collect extension. So talking through each of these in turn, what is store within a store? It really allows for retailers to outsource best-in-class merchandising to either brand partners or other retailers in some case. Some case studies on this subject. Target has announced they intend to add more than 250 Ulta Beauty shop-in-shops during 2022. They already have 100 of these locations that were added to stores in 2021, and they have plans to reach as many as 800 of these Ulta Beauty shop-in-shop stores at Target locations over time. Target also has similar partnerships with the like of Apple in this case. Walmart similarly is looking to revitalize their store footprint with shop-in-shop or store-within-store strategy areas. There are a variety of unique partnerships underway here to enhance in-store display areas. They're partnered with other retailers, with branded manufacturers. And the thought process here is that retailers can redeploy their store space with really meaningful, immersive, great for discovery merchandising that the expertise for which comes from an external partner that's a real category specialist in some cases. The second area we really focused on was digital integration at retail here. And this is the idea that the in-store shopping experience does not have to be one that has no digital experience to it. We can look at Kroger and their digital store. As part of their store refurbishment strategy, they're creating a smart supermarket. They've teamed up with Microsoft to incorporate Internet of Things technology into their Restock Kroger program. This partnership includes things like smart shelving, automatic stock monitoring, as well as in-store guidance systems. Albertsons is doing similar. Albertsons is investing heavily in artificial intelligence to modernize its stores across all of its banners. The AI-powered A-Fresh operating system is used to sharpen fresh department operations and ultimately reduce waste from fresh food. This is all digitally integrated and digitally enabled here. Another key area we see a lot of retailers leaning into pretty heavily is the shopper's own mobile phone. Many retailers like Walmart or others are utilizing the shopper's utilization of their mobile app to navigate them to their products, fill their baskets, and get them more efficiently through their in-store shopping trip. The final area that we've seen as particular emphasis for transformation of legacy store networks in the United States is click and collect and the growth of this area. Click and collect is when a shopper buys an order via an e-commerce means online, mobile app, or desktop site, but they pick up the order themselves either at an in-store, desk, kiosk, or counter, or in some cases through a drive-up format or curbside pickup. Walgreens in the drug channel is launching a number of new click and collect initiatives across their stores. They have a number of different supply chain innovation areas to expand fulfillment methods. The drug channel is not one that the consumer would necessarily think of for click and collect, but it's being stood up rapidly, and Walgreens can offer 30-minute pickup from many of its stores, which are conveniently located near consumers. Albertsons is really extending its Drive Up and Go solution here. During the fiscal year of 2021, Albertsons reached its goal of offering Drive Up and Go, which is basically a curbside pickup solution at more than 2,000 of its stores. And it really is emphasizing the speed at which it can get e-commerce orders to consumers via this fulfillment method. So as you can see here, retailers are looking at their legacy store networks as assets that can be transformed to meet consumers in the way that they demand to shop. We expect to see more refurbishments and initiatives coming to store-based environments. And the physical store is certainly not dead. It is just being reimagined, and we're really excited for the future of this landscape around this subject area. Hello, my name is Jack O'Leary. I'm head of advisory at Edge by Essential, and I'm here to present to you today the state of retailer refurbishments in Europe. We recently had the opportunity to conduct a bit of research, both quantitatively and qualitatively, evaluating what European retailers are doing to their legacy store networks to transform them for future shopper demands. And the retailers that we tracked are investing heavily in this area here. Across the board, we saw intense capital expenditure and total store refurbishment numbers on a store count basis here. Two examples, Marks & Spencer is devoting anywhere from 23 to 26% of their total CapEx on an annual basis to store refurbishments of their UK locations. When we look to Europe, Geronimo Martins is refurbishing anywhere from 250 to 356 in our most recent year stores annually. So retailers in general are really focused on taking their legacy assets that are still very valuable to the retail experience they offer and transforming them to make them better suited for future demand trends. Now, as part of this research, we identified a number of different strategic initiative areas that retailers are focused on when they do conduct these retailer store refurbishment efforts here. It can be everything from transforming the checkout to revitalizing the assortment and selection. In some cases, we see store within a store deployments. Sustainability is a key theme that's trying to be demonstrated through the way that retailers renovate their store locations. It can be fulfillment oriented. It can be adding click and collect points. It can also be integrating elements of digital connectivity to the shopping experience. It can be both having larger stores or smaller stores. It can be even bringing in some level of service offering that doesn't have anything to do with retail in general. When we look at Europe, and we conducted this study around the world, in Europe we identified three top areas that retailers are talking about most commonly. Those areas are store within a store, checkout transformation, and sustainability. So going through each in turn, store within a store is really when the retailer outsources or particularly focuses on an in-store experience that is almost departmentalized all in of itself. Sometimes they'll do this with a brand partner. Sometimes they'll specially train some of their own employees. Sometimes they'll bring in another retailer in some cases here. Boots, for example, has done a full overhaul of what they're calling their beauty hall redesign here. Their in-store beauty offerings are going to be at both smaller format and larger flagship stores. They've got these at 60 Boots flagship stores in the United Kingdom already. The next phase is going to hit 30 smaller Boots stores in the area. And the idea is that it's going to remove the traditional beauty counters at these stores, and they're going to be replaced with more intuitive shopping areas. They're going to have trending zones, discovery areas, live demonstration areas, and it's just going to be more immersive and allow for the shopper to better browse a wider assortment with employees that are more expert on this particular shopping category. Sometimes retailers extend store within a store into other retailers' stores. So Waitrose, for example, here has opened a store in a store concept at its Wallingford supermarket, offering more than 700 products. The store in store is a part of a wider trial of a concept, first piloted in 2019. It gives Waitrose shoppers a dedicated department store selling products drawn predominantly from John Lewis, its cook and dine and gifting categories. It's also going to have a focus on own brand lines as well. Waitrose is going to look to extend this to more of their stores, bring more and more of these John Lewis assortment items into Waitrose supermarkets by the end of 2022. The next area we really want to focus on was particularly present in Europe, and that's sustainability. countless examples of how this is being demonstrated here. For example, Ahold Delhaize has placed this at the core of many of their recent initiatives. Their Albert Heijn banner in Netherlands will use 20 million kilos less packaging by 2025. The stores will also have smart dispensers of products to go into reusable product packaging areas. Boots is emphasizing recycling schemes at their locations here. Boots launched Recycle at Boots in 700 stores and encourages shoppers to return empty products at these in-store recycling bins. You then can scan the barcode on this particular item and receive rewards in your Boots/Walgreens Advantage card. Wayros is also piloting a number of different dispenser systems. The product is unpackaged and gets put into a reusable packaging system. And then finally, let's talk about the checkout, an area of high friction for most consumer experiences today. Amazon is looking to more meaningfully extend their store footprints into Europe here. And so more and more of these Amazon checkout-free stores with just walkout technology are coming to first the UK and then likely rest of Europe as well. Geronimo Martins is looking to minimize the checkout in their Pingo Doce experiences in Portugal. These are checkout-less convenience stores named Pingo Doce and Go. The format is the first supermarket in Portugal without a checkout. It utilizes an AI-powered computer vision system to track and charge shoppers. So again, retailers are revitalizing their store environments and making distinct investments in these future retail experiences. The store is an asset, and we expect retailers to continue to transition that asset to be better prepared for the future consumer.